Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The government has no business building a place of worship, Veteran broadcaster Kwesi Pratt has said, rejecting the Christian Council's call for President John Mahama to continue the National Cathedral project. In a post on his Twitter page, he said he was surprised the Christian Council would urge the president to resume work on the so-called National Cathedral, while acknowledging that Ghanaians are facing severe economic hardship. He noted that Ghanaians voted for the president to ensure that national resources are used wisely to tackle issues such as unemployment, inadequate infrastructure, limited access to social services, and what neo-colonial exploitation, not to build a cathedral. The Christian Council of Ghana urged the president to renew government's commitment to completing the National Cathedral despite Ghana's economic difficulty during a courtesy call at the Jubilee House on November 18th. So, this is from Kwesi Pratt. From the past week, or let me say previous week, we saw a Christian council having a meeting with the president, and they've urged the president to complete the National Cathedral project. We need about 400 million to complete the project. During the previous administration, we used 58 million, and using that 58 million, we're still not getting to anywhere. And so to complete that project, we'll be needing about 400 million and even more than that to complete the project. Now, Mr. Kwesi Pratt is saying that it's not necessary. Building the cathedral as it stands now is not necessary. When we have nurses that are not being paid, we have teachers that are still not being paid. We have nurses who completed way back since 2020, 2021, and they are not being employed. We have teachers who have completed even somewhere 2016, 2019, up to date. They have not been employed. And these people are on the neck of the government. And that is why day in, day out, we see these people demonstrating, calling on the government to employ them, because it's sad. And sometimes I wish we would be in their shoes and then we would truly understand what these people are going through. Going to school for 4 years or 3 years and then completing with all the difficulties, the challenges, and being in the house like 6 to 7 years and not being employed. Imagine you don't have parents who truly understands how difficult the system is. You are going to live a frustrated life. And then only for the Christian Council to call on the government or the president and then appeal to him that they should complete the National Cathedral project. This project we are talking about, it's a dream of someone. It's a promise made by the former president to God. And I believe when you promise God, imagine maybe you want a gift from someone or you want something good to happen to you, and then you pray to God. I know Christians do this a lot. Oh God, please, when you do this for me, I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm going to sow a seed of 1,000 cedis. Or maybe when I get this job, I'm going to sacrifice my first salary, or either I'm going to divide my salary into two, give you half of it. If you should sit in your corner and then promise God this, it is between you and God. It has nothing to do with your colleagues. It has nothing to do with the people you work with. That is your personal promise to God. And so you need to fulfill it. Well, what did we see? They told us that the National Cathedral is going to help us. And I don't know whether you are aware where the National Cathedral is situated was once a bungalow for lawyers. It was crashed down because we wanted a National Cathedral. And after those bungalows have been crashed down, the cathedral has now become a manhole. The 58 million that was projected into the National Cathedral is nowhere to be found. And I believe the Christian Council can equally do this. If all the churches in Ghana thinks or thought of it, and then they feel like we want to complete this project, it's going to help us as a Christian council. I believe one church can raise that money to complete that project. Not to talk about all the churches in Ghana collaborating to build the National Cathedral. I think that will help. But using the state money, using the taxpayers' money to complete that will be a bit difficult. We still have uncompleted schools in the bushes. As I'm talking to you now, we have students who still sit on floor to learn, even though we are in the 21st century. We have uncompleted hospitals. We have hospitals that do not have the needed resources. They don't have it. Our roads are bad. And so if we think that we have money, then I believe that money should be channeled into those areas. That is going to help us. Because the student in Chirikone, in the northern region, he is equally a Ghanaian. They are Ghanaian, so they are supposed to benefit from the national cake. And I believe the president is going to think about this twice. I'm not sure he's just going to wake up and then say that, well, since you've called on me, I've hit to your calls, and so we are going to pump 400 million and even more than that into the National Cathedral. It's good to have a place of prayer. No one is saying it's bad, but we still have things of national interest that we should look up to first. So in a way, I was disappointed in the Christian Council because they could have done that. And as I said, a church alone can raise money for the National Cathedral. And then when they sit down to collaborate, maybe contribute something, they will complete it. But to use the taxpayers' money, I'm not sure it will happen. I'm not convinced that is going to happen. No, I'm not sure. Because we have pressing issues that needs to be dealt with. I saw something on social media. For now, I can't really tell whether it's true or not. And this was from the finance minister, where they said that there will be no recruitment from next year. That has to do with the nursing or the health sector. I don't know whether that is true though. But if it is true, it's sad. Because we have people that will be completing school by next year. And they need to be employed. Maybe after NSS service. Which we know that is not common in Ghana. After NSS service, being employed is not that common. It happens, but it's done on protocol. So for me, and the only thing I can tell the government right now is to project that money into pressing issue. That 400 million can be used in building schools. It can be used in constructing our roads, resourcing the hospitals. The government should not forget that they've promised a lot of things and they need to complete it. Ghanaians are looking up to him and they are hoping that it is done. And so that is what we are waiting for. Not National Cathedral. Whoever promised that National Cathedral should complete it. It is not, for me, it is not a national asset. And I think you will now understand why I say that as a country, we don't have a national plan. Because when we do have a national plan, and then when you're coming on board, you know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, we wouldn't be faced with such a tragedy. Because for me, it's a tragedy. We wouldn't be faced with this. So whoever brought that National Cathedral should ensure that they complete it. If not, and then we have external hands who wants to help, that is perfectly okay. But with the taxpayers' money, we need to fill it. Students need to sit on good chair. You cannot study in an environment that is not conducive, and then you want the child to perform. It doesn't work that way. We need better classrooms for the students. We need good roads. And we need a well-equipped hospital. That is all we need. So if the government thinks that they have enough money and then it's going to help, I think it should be channeled there. With the Christian Council, they should go back and think about it and then find a better way out. Coming together, they'll raise the National Cathedral. And trust me, we will applaud them because in a way, as they said, it will help. But with the government money or the taxpayers' money, it's a no-no. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.